Tonight, I get to interview a business owner in Elk Grove. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Kevin Huddy, aka Huddy Buddy, and I'm with eXp Realty. So tell me all about this place. Why here? How'd you get started? You know, what turns you on to music?
Sure,
all that.
Sure. So when I graduated from college, I wanted kids to be able to experience really getting immersed in music like I had done when I went to college. I worked at the time as a substitute teacher, so I worked within the school district in a lot of different places. I got to see a lot of campuses. Okay. I loved teaching, but in that role I also got to see that kids didn't really have a lot of access to getting involved with music, particularly in 6th grade and below. So I wanted to make sure that there was a lot more accessibility for that, and I realized that we had to go sort of outside of the regular school structure in order to make that possible. So we wanted to create a school that was really accessible. It was easy for families, it had a level of convenience, that there was a lot of fun attached to it, because I always tell people, if I had $1 for every time somebody said, well, I took piano lessons when I was a kid and I got bored or I burnt out and I quit and I wish I hadn't, right, then I could retire. But the goal is that then the kids we have now don't grow up and say, oh, well, I wish I hadn't quit, but that there's enough attached to it that they don't want to quit. Learning a musical instrument is hard. I mean, there's no two ways around that. Right. So if you can be a part of a group that plays together, or you can
that's huge.
Play stuff from Star Wars, or if you can have games, or we do Talk Like a Pirate Week in September, and you can come in and your teacher's dressed like a pirate, or whatever.
You've been at this location for how long?
We've been in this location for about 9 years.
9 years. And is it just you that owns it?
Yeah, my wife and I.
So you have a lot of employees?
We do. We have a great team. So it's ever steadily increasing.
Are they just all full-time, part-time?
It's a big range.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, so we have a lot of people that are college students and
that's cool.
teach part-time while they're getting into finding the things that they're passionate about, which I really still enjoy, because kids relate really well to them, but at the same time they have a lot of support and structure. So you cool. might be 21 and you're very cool and you can interact with kids, but you also have the benefit of all the other experience around you. Sure. to help guide through that. So because we have a team, we have a real good mix of those energy levels. So I've got people that are all range from full-time to 1 day a week. Well, Elk Grove is a great community. We have great schools. I mean, as we grow, the dynamics change and everything, but I just love being a resource to add to what we do within our community. We have great musicians. Sometimes they're kind of hidden, but being able to kind of at least be a connector and to try and expose kids to more of the musical outlets and let other guest musicians come and exercise their giftings here. I like to think of us as really team players in the community. So we have a nonprofit youth orchestra that I'm involved with, and they come and they rehearse here on Monday evenings. That's so cool. We do a lot of going out, so we have the music bus, and that's a travel mechanism that we can park at. We've parked at school and taught piano every day during summer school, or we're in Laguna or in Rancho Cordova or different areas where you can just be accessible to people, because I have 3 kids, and it's hard to stay engaged in a lot of stuff. Absolutely. So the more that if piano lessons can kind of drive up next to you, into your neighborhood, then.
So was that the whole thought behind the bus?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, here one of the benefits is we work with a lot of families that have siblings, because you can do things all at one time. I think my record is we were trying to figure out like 7 lessons for one family on the same afternoon or something like that. So I mean, we're pretty good puzzle piecers to be able to consolidate things, but then even more so, where can we go to be a community resource and get kids involved too?
That is so cool. Honestly, I gotta give you props for that, and I really appreciate you showing me the place and telling me all about it. What part of Elk Grove do you live in?
So we live in what I guess would be considered East Elk Grove.
East Elk Grove.
Back up to the railroad tracks.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Our house is kind of fun and unique. And again, it kind of demonstrates for me the living in Elk Grove dynamic. We bought it from a guy that had built it himself. We live in an older neighborhood, but he had bought an empty lot and had built it himself.
Oh, really?
It was maybe 15 years old when we bought it.
Oh, perfect.
So it's very unique, very custom, and it worked really well for us because we're multi-generational. So awesome. We have, it had a detached garage that had an in-laws apartment. So it was the perfect layout for what we needed, besides being just really beautiful and interesting to look at. So we had lived in a duplex like not far away when we first got married as 19, 21-year-olds.
Okay.
And had been like, that house is beautiful. I want to live there, someday.
Really?
And then someday my wife is on Zillow and is like, you got to go see what house is for sale now. Well, come to find out that I was like, I know this address because they just registered for lessons like 3 months ago. And the reasons they registered for lesson is our daughter went to school with them last year.
Oh, small world. That's awesome.
So,
that's so cool.
That sense that you're, even as the community grows, you're still not that far removed from people and you can find those connection points.
Absolutely.
Is
that
big.
is so cool.
So we ended up finding the house that we love and we didn't find it because we knew them, but
it helped.
We found that we knew them.
Yeah,
and then it helped.
That probably helped for sure. Cool.
But back to the dream house, I would say that for me, I feel pretty close to the dream house.
You do. Awesome.
It's definitely features a lot of things that we need.
However else you want to promote your company or talk about that you left out?
Sure. So we're super multifaceted. We teach a lot of lessons here on site in basically all instruments. And then we have a lot of really cool extra classes that kids can participate in. So all the students that are taking lessons have access to, like we have a jam session on Wednesdays where it's just all creative and come in and you might take piano lessons, but you get to come in and try playing the bass for the day, or very open-ended chance to develop their creative juices. We've got a music theory class. So, whatever sort of flavor you're at, there's a lot of other options. You can play with a band or ensemble. And then we do on school campuses run elementary school bands, after school guitar classes, stuff during the day. So we have a lot of services that are accessible to local school sites in order to bring music onto their school site. And then of course the music bus with piano classes that are on the move as well too. So there's a whole range of things that we're trying to get kids involved with.
And what are your age groups? Like, because I have a 5-month-old daughter and I'd love for her to get into music someday.
Sure. I know a great lady that does kinder music, that does like little babies.
Yeah.
Our best program started about age 3.
Okay.
And go up.
That's pretty young.
Yeah.
That's great.
So I love the early music stage because, yes, you're not like taking it to a concert, but you're absorbing so much. And so my kids that have been through these early music programs have done a lot of singing and rhythm and moving. Then when they come to an instrument, it's like they have this native language to work off of.
Oh, yeah.
That they just get so many concepts that they can fly off with. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, I love early music.
I cannot thank you guys enough for watching. I'm Kevin Huddy. Make sure to subscribe for new content and comment below if you have any real estate questions at all. Until next time, guys.